This is a PowerMac G5. I got this from Goodwill for $50, which is a little much that I would consider paying, but since I don't have a G5 and I've actually wanted one for a long time, I decided to go ahead and get it. So anyway, let me give you an overview of the system. This is the single 1.6 GHz model, yes, single processor, which I will show you that in a second when I show you the inside of the computer. It actually does have a SuperDrive, and it actually also has an airport card installed, which was pretty sweet, and it even came with 1 GB of RAM. But despite being only a single processor, it still works actually really well. So anyway, on the front here, you can see we have a power button with the little LED on top, a headphone jack, a USB 2.0 port, and a FireWire 400 port. If you look inside, you might even be able to see the fan. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and show you the back. I'll just resume the video once I get it turned around. Okay, so here's the back of the system. As you can see here, this is the latch that releases the side door. Right here we have 3 64-bit PCI slot covers and an AGP slot on the bottom, which is currently occupied by my ATI Radeon X850 Pro graphics card. This originally had an nVidia GeForce FX 5200 graphics card, which I have removed, obviously, because this card is much better than the FX 5200. And yeah, so right here we have the port for the Wi-Fi or airport antenna. Right there we have the port for the Bluetooth antenna. Right here we have the optical audio in and out jacks. Right there we have a external speaker jack and a microphone jack. Right there we have 2 USB 2.0 ports, a FireWire 400 port and a FireWire 800 port. Right there we have an Ethernet port, and on the bottom we have a 56K modem. So, oh, and of course on the way bottom here we have the power supply, or the power port. Right there you can see there's a fan and a fan there too. So let me go ahead and show you the inside of the system and show you that it only has 1 CPU, even though it could very easily have 2, as with most of the PowerMac G5s. So when you take the side panel off, you see there the air baffle. You also have to take that off, obviously. So I'll go ahead and do that. As you can see up here on top is the optical drive, obviously. Under here is the hard drive. This is an 80 GB SATA drive made by Western Digital. Under there we have the 3 64-bit PCI slots and the AGP slot, which has the Radeon X850 Pro installed, as you can see there. Actually, as you can see here, the optical drive actually isn't even connected. That's because I had to use the Molex connection to power the graphics card. I'll get the optical drive put back in once I get a Molex splitter. As you can see on the bottom, it only has 1 CPU heatsink. As you can see, down at the bottom right there, it has provisions for another CPU socket, but they never even solder down the socket, so there's no way I can upgrade it, even, which I don't even think the chipset supports it, which is probably why they didn't put a connection there. But as you can see on the back there are the 2 exhaust fans. As you can see, it is pretty much made for 2 CPUs, but there's just this gaping hole at the bottom of the system. As you can see, here's a fan. As you can see, it's pretty dirty in there. It looks like it's been in a smoking environment. But when you take the fan out, which comes out easily and has a connection right there, so there's no wires involved with taking this out. You can see the RAM slots. These take a DDR memory module. Each of those memory modules in there are 512 megabytes, which obviously gives it a total of 1 gigabyte of memory, which came in the system, so that's pretty good. As you can see, there's the gigantic G5 heatsink. So yeah, and there's the PRAM battery, and right behind that fan there is the modem. And right under there is the airport card, as you can see. So yeah, let me go ahead and get the system hooked up to a keyboard, monitor, and mouse, and I'll go ahead and power it on. Be right back. Okay, it is now connected to a keyboard, monitor, and mouse, so let me go ahead and power on the system. Now, the loud noise you hear in there right now is the graphics card, but once it boots into Mac OS X, that noise will go away. This system actually runs very quietly, as you will hear once it boots up and initializes the graphics card. You can see it has initialized the graphics card, and this system is very, very quiet, as you can hear. Okay, as you can see, it has successfully booted into Mac OS version 10.5.8 Leopard. So let me go ahead and show you the specs. So as you can see, it has a 1.6 GHz PowerPC G5 processor and 1 GB of DDR RAM, as I mentioned earlier. As you can see, under graphics displays, it detects the Radeon X850 Pro as an X800 XT, which, if you've seen my previous video on me flashing the card, it shows that because I had to use an X800 XT ROM to get it to work on a Mac. But as you can see, it is indeed working. Core Image is supported, aka hardware accelerated, and Quartz Extreme is supported. So, let me go ahead and show you a internet demonstration. As you can see, the translucent menu bar is working. The minimize animations are actually very smooth, even smoother than they were on the MDD with this same graphics card. That's due to the fact that the MDD only supports AGP4X, whereas the PowerMac G5 supports AGP8X, so the card can be used at its full potential. As you can see, the minimize animation is extremely smooth. Yeah, very nice. And the dashboard, once again, the animation is perfectly smooth. Once it loads, I'll show you. The CPU is running at 44 degrees Celsius right now, and getting hotter as the CPU heatsink heats up. And the ripple effect is supported, as you will see. So let me go ahead and add a widget. And as you can see, the ripple effect worked. So, let me go ahead and give you a flash demonstration. So let's go to YouTube. And this time I will give the CRT man a shout out. So let's go to his channel some reason it like disconnects, or it doesn't load at first. I think it's something to do with the airport. This is an Airport Extreme card, by the way. So let's just do his newest video. It is Dell Inspiron 8100 test. I actually used to have a Dell Inspiron 8100 I got for free. Well, anyway, as you can see, Flash works perfectly. Once again, minimize animation, smooth. Dock animations, once again, also smooth. So, that's Flash demonstration. So yeah, this system is very fast. Actually, I'm surprised at how fast it is, considering my 1.8 GHz iMac G5 was actually not this speedy. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let me go ahead and shut it down now. And there, it has shut down. So that's the PowerMac G5. Hope you enjoyed this video.